Hi Muses, it's Carrie Caberly, your resident mythology nut. Welcome to part 3 of the Eros and Psyche episode. It's fated and cursed. Ready? Let's go! So, Psyche goes into the underworld. It takes her a minute to find Hades and Persephone. And when she does, they're like, how did you get in here? Pun intended, what the hell are you doing down here? You're immortal, and mortals don't belong in the underworld. If they do manage to get down here, as you have, they don't make it out alive. So what can we do for you? Psyche explains her situation, and Persephone's like, yeah, I'll turn that water into an elixir for Aphrodite. This part of the myth doesn't really give a lot of detail, like what Psyche said to convince Persephone to make the water into an elixir, and also it doesn't really give us any insight into what Persephone's thinking. Personally, I think that she really meant that elixir for Aphrodite, and you'll see why in a little bit here. Psyche thanks Hades and Persephone, and they grant her safe passage out of the underworld, and she heads back. Somewhere about halfway through, she starts feeling funny. Like her feet are sore, her joints are aching, she's real tired. But she thinks, I've been through a lot, and there is no way I'm giving up now. So she trudges on, and she finally reaches the upper world. Like she's finally out of the underworld. She's flops down on the shore of the river Styx, and she's like, oh my god, I'm just gonna rest here for a minute because I am winded. Psyche goes to get up, and she notices that her hands look different, her face feels different, her hair is gray, like she's literally aged. The underworld has sucked the life out of her. Ugh. So then she remembers, well, I have this elixir of beauty. I know it's for Aphrodite, but she won't know if I take just a sip or two, because there's no way that when I'm reunited with Eros, I want to look like an old hag. That's not fair. So Psyche opens the jar, and she brings it to her lips. She takes a sip of this elixir, and she falls to the ground. And this is why I say that this elixir, Persephone meant for this elixir for Aphrodite, because I kind of feel like Persephone felt really bad for Psyche. So she was like, yeah, I'll do you solid. And, Aphrodite will have to pay for her shenanigans. But like I said, that's my own personal opinion on that part of the myth. But anyway, Psyche loses her life. After all of this, she loses her life. As you can imagine, Aphrodite is up there.
Take that! Did you really think I needed an elixir for beauty?
It just so happens that Eros felt his heart stop the minute Psyche hit the ground. And he was like, no, 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 mother, what did you do? Aphrodite gleefully explains the whole thing, and
I've done you a favor. You left her anyway.
And he is, again, furious. This time he's furious at his mother, because although he was hurt and he left Psyche, he didn't want her dead. So he flies down, takes Psyche in his arms, and he starts crying. Well, I think he starts crying. So he starts crying, launches up to Olympus with Psyche in his arms, because he is going to talk to Zeus. There he is. He's up at Olympus. He's got Psyche in his arms, and he's asking Zeus, please, please, bring her back alive. I'll do anything. I'll do anything. He says, I'll do anything. Special appearance by my son. Okay, now get up.
This giant tube.
And Zeus is standing there looking down at Eros, and he's nodding his head, and he's saying, you're right. You're right. I love Aphrodite. I mean, everybody loves Aphrodite, but you know what? She did Psyche dirty. So I am not only going to bring your one true love back to life, I'm going to make her an immortal goddess. How does that sound? And Eros is like, Zeus tells Eros, all she needs is a kiss from you. I wrote that in my version that I wrote. So Psyche opens her eyes and butterfly wings unfurl. She has wings now to match. I'm gonna make myself cry. She has wings now to match Eros, and now they can be together forever, heart and soul. And that is the myth of Eros and Psyche. Do you see now? The greatest love story ever told? I mean, and that concludes episode 1, the myth of Eros and Psyche. If you would like to check out how I retold the myth, you can find it in The Head and the Heart, which is the first book in my Fated and Cursed series. Stay tuned for episode 2, which will be Hades and Persephone. Bye, muses. Thanks for watching. Was that dumb? That was dumb, wasn't it?